The service or sentiment, you can I mean you guys will have your own ideas, and right, what do you think? Any idea? Anybody?
Service movie.
Is it service or sentiment?
Service, I think.
Service. So there are no some sentiments like involved in this.
There is sentiment.
There is sentiment also. What kind of? So let's see what our acharyas say about this sentiments and service. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाख्या चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनं शलाख्या चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। Next prayer is for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who are new here, Mahaprabhu is on the left side. Even this bhajan was for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ajanulambit bhujo kanakabada. If you are familiar, you can sing along. Kanakabadato sankirtanek pitro kamalayataksho Bishambharo Dvijbaro युग धर्म पालो वंदे जगत क्रिया करो करुणा बतारो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। Okay, bhakti yoga, sentiment or service. We are talking in three parts. How do we come to bhakti or gain entry in the bhakti? Now that's number one. Number two, what's bhakti yoga? And number three, how the service and sentiments they fit together. So some it is right. One of the very commonly misunderstood word is love, right? Love is involved in all this, and we have different connotations. If I ask the teenager or a 60-year-old like me, or 40-year or 30-year-old, we will have all different connotation of love, right? You can have different. So we say that love is only a feeling. However, love is also an act. Bhagavad Gita 9:26, when Krishna says, whatever Patram Pushpam you offered to me, offered is love, right? So love is an approach. Also expression, a tangible contribution based on service, sacrifice, commitments and gratitude. That is love. Each one of us has dormant love for Krishna, and in association of devotees like the people sitting here, the senior devotees here, right? That love is revealed by hearing and chanting. So Prabhu say Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai. This is 22:107 Madhya Leela. So love is dormant and it's revealed. So if you read the translation, Prabhupada says here, pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the heart of all living beings. Is that right? It is not something to be gained from other source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. How this happens, one may ask, how this happens, where is it dormant, right? So, Krishna is sitting there in heart. All of us, each one of us sitting here or outside or not here, not there. If someone desires anything, Krishna purify or sanction those desires by being there in the heart. There are various verses, like if you say verse number 15, Sarvasya Chaham Hirdesya Nimisto. Bhagavad Gita, another is 10:20, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutaradhari. 1861, Ishwar Sarvabhutanam Hirdesya Guntisiti. So there is ample proof that Krishna is there sitting in your heart. There are so many, that more than this probably, each one of us. So that's where he is sitting and fulfill the desires or anything we want. He gives us a chance to meet a bona fide, if we desire so, bona fide spiritual master, and he's just sitting there to bestow his mercy on us. Right? And then in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, again the next one, Prabhu, is Brahmand Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasad Bhari Bhakti Lata Beach. Translation? Yeah, according to that, if you have the mic, somebody can sit, I'll read that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can read, Prabhu. Anyone?
According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotion service.
Right. It's just he's sitting there. The love for Krishna is sitting there. It is just a spark you need when you get association. Like Prabhupada is there. They are senior devotees here, right? And they are very fortunate. It says, right, in the translation. Prabhupada here gives the example of Devrishi Narad. If you read it further, there is Devrishi Narad. Most of you are familiar with the story of Devrishi Narad. He got the mercy of Vaishnava by coming in contact with them because of his mother was serving some Vaishnavas. So he came in contact in his childhood. So accepting their prasad, he gradually became a pure devotee, and in the next life he is catapulted like straight. Narada Muni she has so much of Sukriti collected. Who else you can think of? Who else has that powerful? Who has Narada Rishi? Anyone else? Exalted. Srila Prabhupada is an exalted devotee as well, right? He has done extraordinary work like Narada Rishi.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes. Those who have changed the life of others, right? People will often lean one way or another, that whether bhakti is a sentiment or service. So if we make a vote here, like bhakti is a sentiment or service, people will vote 50% probably this side, 50% this side. And Prabhupada very often doesn't speak very kindly about the word sentiment. He is not in favor of sentiment. So that's what I wanted to bring to your attention. Why it is so. We will look at this why. Prabhupada is, when you hear his lecture, he is not very kind about sentiments. No. Although you see him Mahabhava sometimes, very rarely, but he is not a very kind about talking about sentiment. Those who are familiar with the verse of this Nectar of Devotion, verse number 3, we don't have to display it, I think it's in that Utsa Nishchaya Dharyat, right? That's the verse number 3. Devotion, Prabhupada in purport, right? Devotion is not a matter of sentimental speculation of imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical activities. He goes on saying that bhakti is a sort of cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, there has to be an activity, cultivate. It is a cultivation. You are cultivating bhakti in association of devotee. And those who read Prabhupada very regularly are familiar that Prabhupada translated this word bhakti as a devotional service. And the service element is very strong here. Very strongly he emphasized on this. Devotional service emphasized, right? Carefully, if you see, you will see that there is a certain type of cheap sentiment he is not in favor of. He said devotional service is not a sentiment, it is a science. One should not think that Krishna consciousness is merely a sentimentality. The dancing, the singing, it's all science. There is a sense of loving reciprocation, right? When there is a sense of reciprocation, there must be some feeling involved in that, right? It is hard to understand love reciprocation without having feelings. That has to be element of sentiment. Cultivation of knowledge and renunciation are favorable for achieving footing in Krishna consciousness and should be accepted in the beginning. But ultimately they come to be rejected because it ultimately reaches to the stage of sincerity, like great attitude of sincerity, which is bhava. So when Prabhupada talks about sentiment, he repeats multiple times the famous line as Balakrishna Prabhupada is saying. What is the famous line? Prabhupada says, religion without philosophy is a sentimental, and philosophy without religion is a mental speculation or fanaticism sometimes. That's right. So this is a famous line by Prabhupada. So it is making sense to you probably now, right? Prabhupada is talking about sentiment which is grounded, right? It's right type of sentiment. It is grounded sentiment. Not that you are sitting in the bushes, ha Radha, he Radha, oh Radha. No, it is grounded type of sentiment. It comes with knowledge, it comes with reading, it comes with association, right? And he talks about advancing in bhakti to develop love for Krishna, pure feeling, which can be quite overpowering. And once you get those feelings, you may go into Mahabhava, but we don't have to imitate. So, very grounded sentiment, not superficial. So let us look at the definition of bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami. How service and sentiments, they fit together and how they are grounded. It is necessary to understand this, otherwise there is a risk that we may fall into the category of pretenders or sahajiyas as we call them. There is a tradition in the West, used to be tradition in the West, that sometimes a very charismatic speaker will come and the church side, right? For okay, everybody comes, then we will save you from hell, and okay, it's olden days, probably more now, you don't see that here. People will throng in thousands, right? And they will surrender to the Lord, do this and that. And they are fired up speaker, and thousands of devotees will come, right? They need something to. But guess what? As soon as they leave, the preacher leave the town, the people go back to their usual life. Either they are seen in casino or they are seen in the bars or sitting, right? So it is just a momentarily that. So this is Prabhupada, that's what Prabhupada doesn't want. He doesn't want superficial, mundane sentiment to be mixed with devotional service. He wants grounded sentiments. Anyabhilashita shunyam, right? That's the purpose. Jnana karmani anavritam anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttama. Lord Chaitanya was accused of doing this display also some time ago, but he was in Mahabharata always, like when Mayavadi is in Kashi, probably, the chief display in Varanasi. They were expecting a very great Vedantist saint, and Mahaprabhu was simply chanting and dancing. He doesn't look serious at all. Then Prabhupada talks about bhakti as a higher taste. We feel happiness, like when you do, we feel happiness with bhakti. Every one of you sitting here probably experienced that at some time. Su sukham karatum avyayam. It's a higher taste. So happiness, when you feel happiness, it's also a sentiment, right? Anyabhilashita shunyam, action directed towards Krishna. So there is a sentiment and action, that's the service component. So no shallow sentiments, that's Prabhupada's purport. But the action done with a favorable attitude directed towards Krishna, that's important. I don't want to take much time because nobody has ever won a battle with Prashadam, right? As soon as 1 o'clock comes, people start to disappear. ISKCON history, no one has won from the Prashadam. Yeah. Right? Is it right? So I don't want to take more time, but I'll finish it maybe in a couple of minutes. Srila Jeev Goswami described in commentary on this verse the various demons coming and attacking Krishna and Vrindavan. All of you read this, right? Name some demons which Krishna was killing. Aghasur, Bakasur, right? There are many more. Krishna enjoys that. Like he enjoys fighting with them. Like he's okay, come on, here we go. He likes that. They are coming to him, and this is a sort of service, but that's not a favorable service. Even demons come. And Krishna's friends are like small kids, they are Gopas and Gopis. They are enjoying the show, real show. Sometimes you see the kids, they imagine and accept, oh, you are the demon, and right? When we play as a kid, right? We imagine things. But those who are with Krishna, they were enjoying the real fun. Like, oh, real Aghasur is coming, real demon was coming. So they were favorable, but they are, what do you call when they are not anukul? What is the opposite of anukul? Pratikul, right? So that's not counted as bhakti. Although it is fun for Krishna, like he has just enjoyed it. In Kansa also, example of Kansa. Is it anukul or pratikul action? Pratikul action again, yeah. Kansa was not thinking of Krishna. So the criteria here is that devotee must know what Krishna wants them to do. That's your duty to do what Krishna wants to do. So how do we know what Krishna wants from your Guru Parampara? Rupa Goswami says, Adau Guru Ashrayam. Take this shelter of Guru, and then no. And there is ample evidence about that in Bhagavad Gita also. 7:16, what type of people comes? 7:16 is Chaturbida Bhajante Mami Yana Sukritano Arjuna. 4 kind of guys, man begins to render devotional service and perform some service to Krishna with the idea to seek help. So favorable attitude is there, right? These people come with the attitude, they have a favorable attitude towards Krishna. But the idea is to seek help. So favorable attitude is, but the motives are still not clear. What is not clear here is motive is not clear. They are there, they are somehow coming to Krishna. They are better than those asuras, right? They come for some other things. But Arjuna was in this situation, like tricky situation, very kind. Arjuna was confused with his dharma and niti, what to do or not to do, Kurukshetra war. He lost his motivation at one point. He's in a catatonic state. He dropped his bow and arrows and he said, I don't want to fight. And then Krishna assures him, Arjuna, trust me, if you do what I am telling you, everything will work out for the best of all. So listening to him, right, Krishna? So that is Krishna's instruction to him. Niti Shastra, Dharma Shastra, surrender on to me. That's all you have to do. If you shall take my shelter, all good things will happen. That is anukulena part. Feeling towards Krishna increases. Look at Hanumanji. He even used his tail to serve the Lord, right? His tail was in fire. He took the opportunity and burned the Lanka, like, okay. That is anukulena part. This verse is so beautiful. Krishna Manushilanam. And the best part is that Krishna has a notion and desire to connect each one of us. Like he has a desire. Krishna wants to connect with everybody, each one of us, right? But the problem is on our side actually. We are so important for him, and this connection will be priceless if we can achieve that. And also the love is also a very difficult term to use in material senses because we have so many ordinary connotations, as I spoke in the beginning. We have so many ordinary connotations for the love. In our experience, what we call love is has lot of desires mixed with it. Lot of desires. What we say love here, ordinary in the mundane sense, lot of desires mixed with it. And That is not Anya Bilashita Shunyam, right? That's not Patu. So, these songs or music or movies you hear, it's all tragic. Love is can be very tragic sometimes, right? Song, music, alcohol, and all after that. So, but the real love is where you care and they inspire you. You get inspired by the presence of Krishna or your Guru Maharaj, right? That is the Anushilanam part. That I have got so much from Krishna already. How can I repay? That should be the thought. How can I repay to Krishna? Prabhupada also translate this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Abhinabhilashita Shunyam. The intention is to please Krishna with zero material desires. And there is a process in place to avail this opportunity. So listen to this carefully, what Acharya say. In conclusion, a bhakti yogi cultivates pure love of Godhead with deep knowledge, not just blind sentiment. With deep knowledge and not just blind sentiment. Knowledge plays a vital role in true spiritual devotion. To know is to love. It is the love that is the goal of bhakti. Love is the goal of bhakti, ultimate. So the suggestion is just go beyond the mundane sentimental practice of bhakti and relish the sentiment which are coming from bhakti, genuine practice of bhakti. You relish those sentiments. If you relish those sentiments, that will be proper sentiments to utilize and you can connect those very easily. Those who do this are very dear to Krishna. They are sort of Bhagavad Gita 12:15. Yasmano dvijite loka lokano dudite chaya harsham harsh bhayo duego mukto yasa cha me priya. Relish the genuine sentiment. Su sukham kartum. The steady practice of bhakti yoga. These people, they don't get disturbed by ordinary mundane sentiments, right? Sacha me priya, they are very dear to me. So this is our request to all of you. Please avail this opportunity. They are buying chanting beads here in the temple shop. You can buy. Start chanting today. Please stay connected to Krishna, stay sweet and stay out of trouble. Come back next Sunday to rejuvenate, re-energize yourself. That's all I have to say. So sentiment and the service goes together, but when you properly connect them. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Any questions, Prabhu?
Prabhu, this Bhakti Yoga was propagated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But
Yes.
He is always subdued. No one puts him in forefront.
Yeah,
A lot of
he is very humble, sort of. But yeah, what is your question, Prabhu?
how do we know, put him in forefront, and how do we
How do we
learn
propagate
from
Chaitanya
his
Mahaprabhu?
traits? Yes.
Yeah. Good question. Prabhupada also, right, in each of those who read his books, they will realize that Prabhupada always mention about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu somehow in the books or in any Bhagavad Gita or even Bhagavatam. You'll see mention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always there. Right? When you sell the books, right? If you go to sell the books, you have to ask the people very gently, very humbly. Humility component is very strong in this tradition. So there is a verse like Dante nidhaya trinkam padyor nipatya Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutam Raga. You see, just develop the love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his feet, right? That is the goal of bhakti. Yeah, otherwise it's very easy, just like that. Anyone else? Like any questions? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present all Prabhupada writings. So if you sell the books, that will be the goal. Any else? Anything else? Thank you very much. That's it. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, it's not.
I will ask you later then.
Oh, okay.
Guruji,
I told you, Prashadam, nobody can win
I
from
have
Prashadam.
I have a comment. I mean, I'm very new, and I started attending some online Bhagavad Gita classes that are conducted by some Prabhujis, including Vishal Prabhuji. And Bhakti Yoga, I mean, for very little that I know, I think I will encourage everyone, whoever is keen, to really not let the Bhagavad Gita sit in the
Yes,
shelf.
yeah.
Pick it up and attend some. There are very knowledgeable people in this group. They are conducting Saturday, Sunday classes.
Yeah.
Listen to them, and I think everything will propagate.
Prabhupada says it's a very sublime philosophy. He says like, take it. What is the problem? That's Prabhupada says. What is the problem? Take it.
And it is a science.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I'm an engineer, so I can say it is purely a science.
Thank you.
Very good.
Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Adalas Prabhu, thank you very much for a very interesting discussion. It's not easy to talk about bhakti and sentiment. You know, if you want to talk about bhakti, you can talk for a long time. Of course, we all try to become a bhakta, and as Prabhupada just said, bhakti yoga is the only elevator approach. All the others are, you'll be wasting time, taking a lot of time. How you can reach Krishna. So, we have a few more minutes, but if you want to go down and have prasadam, you can do. We don't have so many devotees here today. Normally when we have lots of devotees, like one batch goes to have prasadam and the other batch stays here. We do kirtan for some time. So we'll still do kirtan now, but first I would like to do the prasadam mantra. Then those who want to go down and have prasadam, they can do that. Sharira Vidya Ja Judendriya Tahirika Jive Phare Vishay Sagare Taramadya Gufati